where are you getting to know the person? Your first date is to get to know someone, to see if you can vibe with them. To me, when someone asks you out on a date, it's like to get to know you. You're basically sitting next to you, like, okay, I'm just watching a movie. Yeah. You know, it's awkward.
Okay, but what if you FaceTimed first, and I feel like you could have kind of did some things before. So I feel like you kind of get to know someone a little bit before you even.
I mean, I think
really
you're saying that because you really, really like movies and go to the movies.
Yeah, if it's
I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that because back in the day, that was the go-to first date.
Yeah.
In the 90s, in the early 2000s, that was the go-to. Yeah. Was
for
the
kids,
movies?
Yeah, for kids.
I don't know about kids.
Yeah, but you also met people like in public. Now you meet people online, and then it's like, well, I gotta know if it's really you or
FaceTime.
No, not like that. Like what I'm telling you, like online. Is that really who you are, or are you just trying to like?
I think it's an organic thing. What it is everybody here now, it's immediate gratification with the phones.
Okay.
And that's how you think you're vibing with them. Until you meet someone in person, you're like, okay, it's an organic thing. It's like going to a coffee shop and you meet someone, I'm like, I like your vibe. This is cool. We get to know each other. Let's talk some more. In a theater, how are you going to talk to somebody? It's rude. You're just like, okay, so that's a candy you like? All right, got it.
I don't know. I'm just so old.
I mean,
I'm thinking of a different time frame. I'm thinking about picking you up at 8. You got the whole car ride to talk and get to know each other.
No guy picks up their girl anymore. For
that's because you women don't require it.
That's the thing. That's the problem in this generation is that the men don't know how to court anymore.
They don't.
I don't even know.
I don't believe that. Hold on. I absolutely do not believe that. It's not the men. We got to stop saying that.
Okay.
Because men are the leaders and the followers at the same damn time.
Okay, well, we need more leaders that actually do that.
Hold on. The men are leaders, but the men are only going to put effort into learning skill sets that are required. If you're at a job, you're not going to learn an ulterior skill set that your management or supervisor is not rewarding or requesting. So it's the same thing with women. If women requested courting, guys would learn how to court real fast.
Yeah.
Nowadays, if you even tried to court women, they would find it awkward. The amount of women that think romantic things are weird now. They're like, why would you do that? That's weird. You see what I mean? And the amount of younger women in their 20s, especially early 20s, that will be like, yeah, I met up with this guy. We had a good time. We hooked up. And blah, blah, blah. Then he called me an Uber. And it's like, wait, he did what now? Oh, no, he called me an Uber. He was really nice. Wait, what was nice about it? Oh, no, he paid for my Uber. Like, that's the gesture. It's like, wait, in my time, you had to take the woman back home. You had to make the effort to drive her back home. So what I'm trying to say is the women aren't even expecting it. If you were to do it, it'd be weird. You know what I'm saying? But another thing I wanted to point out is that she was saying, like, is this person really this person looking at their social media? So I think right there is a good example of the difference between what men are trying to verify and what men are trying to verify versus what women are trying to verify. Because a man wants to know, does she really look like that? That's what the man's wondering. Does she really look like this, or just filters and shit?
And vice versa.
let me get on FaceTime. Yeah. The woman is more interested in, is this actually your lifestyle? Is that actually your car? Do you actually dress like that? Do you actually know these people? These really your friends? Do you really go these places?
Do you really think about this?
Did you really buy 4 bottles at the club, or did you just keep filling it back up? Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So you can see the different interests. The guy wants to know, is this really her? The girl wants to know, is this really his lifestyle? Anyhow, I just wanted to point that out because.
So now, just in case, guys, that you're just tuning in, because I think we had a little bit of a lag on the live stream.
We did.
It didn't start completely on time, so I just want to make sure. Guys, we wanted to let you guys know the super chat in your questions. We just watched Ant-Man. The Cash App's in the description if you guys missed that, if you're just coming in. Also, what were the other updates we had? We live stream every Monday and Tuesday, guys. So, so right now we're just reviewing Ant-Man, and we're kind of we're gonna do a little bit of back and forth on the questions. Real quickly before because I know there's some people that just came in. I want to get the girls' review one more quick time of the movie. So we're gonna start here. Just give us the number one more time, guys. This is the review of the ladies of what they thought of the movie, 1 out of 10. So we'll start here. What was your review one more time?
I gave the movie a 7 out of 10.
All right, she gave it a 7. You?
9 out of 10.
9.
Oh wow! And you watched it twice.
Yeah.
That's why she
twice.
watched it.
Incomplete.
Incomplete because she
Incomplete. You fell
She fell
asleep.
asleep.
But you don't say you a Marvel fan.
It's a jet lag. It's because of the jet lag.
We're gonna
not
revoke
because
your
of that.
Marvel card.
I know.
Oh my god!
You gave it
I gave it a 6.
She gave it a 6.
I feel the same. Like
You fell asleep? Hey, you also said you liked the first Ant-Man better. Yeah. For you guys that missed out, we kind of went around the room seeing how familiar they were with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I think we kind of had half and half.
Yeah.
Right? Because you've seen them all. You've seen them all.
Mm-hmm.
You're not too many. And
Just
and you, yes, but because of COVID, so she got all caught up during the lockdown, and you're like, yeah, I saw them, but they're just movies.
Yeah.
So is it more the guy that wanted to see him, or you were just bored?
No, it's my sisters.
Oh, older or your
My
sisters?
sisters are big Marvel and DC fans.
Older. That's why.
Oh,
That's
okay.
So it was kind of like, you want to hang out? Let's go to movies.
All right, but you were
I was like,
saying,
okay.
in your opinion, movies are a bad first date.
Yeah, I don't like movies for first
And
dates.
what do you think about
I
it?
mean, a movie was my first date, and it was fine.
How long did the relationship last?
6 years so far.
See, take her to the
Hey.
movies. And you said nay because you don't get to communicate with the.
Absolutely. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
6 years next month.
So you don't want that.
Congratulations.
You don't want a stranger putting his arm over your. 'Cause back in the day, you were trying to do one of these.
Yeah.
Next thing you're saying is a drive-in.
You see what I mean? But is it an insult if a guy tries to take you to the drive-in on the first date?
No.
Do those even exist still?
Yeah, there's one here. There's one in downtown.
Downtown.
I don't know.
No,
I
depends on
never
the
really
guy.
thought
I've never been on a trip.
Tell the truth, it depends on the guy.
about it.
If he's tall and handsome, he can take you to a dirt pit.
No.
No.
No?
You have to know
Not
what
a
you're
dirt
doing.
pit, I mean,
What,
to
at
know
the
what
dirt
you're
pit?
doing.
Or?
No. Oh my gosh.
No.
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 Okay, so the movie's good or bad first date?
Never. At the like a third date is good,
Damn.
but a
Maybe,
first
yeah.
date,
all these rules.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit next to a stranger
Mm.
for 80 minutes.
But nowadays, some of these movies is 3 hours
Oh.
long.
This
Take
one
a-
was
What if he
2
takes you to
hours. What are you
Titanic
talking
though?
Stop.
The re-release of Titanic.
No.
I'm
No?
trying to go.
Oh, y'all
walking
go see
out.
that.
It's showing on the movie.
It's
showing
romantic.
on the-
Y'all
Okay,
will go
what
see
about
the
you?
re-release of Titanic.
It depends, I think.
It depends. First date.
But-
or...
I prefer to go maybe to a restaurant or a coffee shop, like you guys say, to to actually talk to the person and get to know the person first.
Isn't it
but-
rude to talk while you eat
It
though?
depends, because
No.
You talk while they're
I
chewing.
mean, yeah, just
You
don't
take
chew
turns?
while you're talking.
I've wanted to do an episode on proper table etiquette for the longest.
Yes, let's.
Yes.
Because I was
What
forced
happened?
to learn that shit. I don't practice it today because nobody appreciates it. But as a kid, I was forced to learn it.
What?
I was sent to England to learn proper table etiquette.
Oh, wow.
All right, fuck that shit. Let's start asking some real questions. Damn it,
Mhm.
ladies, is it acceptable for a guy to try to kiss you on the first date at the movies? Like you're at the movies with the guy,
Mhm.
first date. What should he do? Should he put his arm around you? Should he try to go in for the kiss? Let's start here. We'll go back that way.
depends on the guy.
I know, it depends on the guy.
Y'all can't say depends on the guy. I want. Okay, I'll take that from you, but
I think the right guy can get away with anything with a woman.
so.
I
So
like
that's
Have to be
good, but that's
real.
good. That's good, guys. Listen to what they're saying, because it doesn't mean don't. I guess it doesn't mean don't try, right? It just means you just gotta
Be
be
that
that
guy.
guy. You gotta
See
be-
that
also-
guy, yes.
Yeah, I think it's a combination
guy.
of how much she likes the guy and how bad the movie is.
No.
Because I've taken a woman to a really
Could a
bad
guy have
movie.
kissed y'all on Ant-Man? Like if y'all went with a guy, would y'all?
No.
Too jack shit.
No.
She's like, I'm missing it.
That's
I'm missing
weird.
It.
No,
I'm missing it.
no. It has to be special, like a first kiss. I am a sentimental person,
Okay.
so for a first kiss, ideally you're like either sitting next to them on a bench or something in a cute park, or you're standing in front of them and they hold you, not like you're in a movie theater and you're sitting with an armrest and it's
Right.
weird and
I know.
They
someone's
hold you.
yeah, you want to be embraced, like you want to embrace a woman. At least I like more traditional old school stuff, so I
There's
say
nothing wrong
no.
with that. No love.
It's called romance.
No, I was just
Then
thinking,
you were saying how
What
the
is that?
girls nowadays are not, and she's saying.
somebody plug something out.
Nah, it might have been. Sorry. Don't mind that noise yet. There we go.
You plug something out?
Nah, it might have been. It's from my DJ equipment. Sorry.
No, I was laughing because I remember something that my old cellmate used to say. He'd be like, as soon as I get home, I'm gonna be like, hold me. That's the way she said. She was like, they hold you.
Yeah, you,
Oh,
like
oh my
you know,
God.
you like to feel held and secure.
Take notes, guys. All right, so what do you think? Kiss.
It'd be very, very difficult to actually put your arms around someone in the theater that nowadays of how they're designed. You know, you're good with holding hands, and they do this, and okay, we'll hold hands. But past that, I just don't. It's unacceptable.
Okay.
So you said holding hands.
Yeah,
but
you can
anything
hold
past
hands. Anything past that, I think it's just a bit much.
is too much.
Wait, do we need to introduce them all over again? Did that part not get in there?
Probably not.
Okay,
We'll go around one more quick time.
Real quick.
Just in case.
All right, we'll start this way this time. Name,
talking about
age,
age.
and relationship status.
My name is Natalia. I'm 35, and I have a boyfriend.
Okay.
I go by Clammy, and I'm 25, and I'm taken.
Olivia, 41, single.
Okay.
Michelle, 23. I have a boyfriend.
Okay.
Vicky, 23, single.
I was trying to see if anybody's shit was going to change. I was trying to see who edited, who put it through the editing process.
The one time they get to edit the stream,
how'd you
guys.
get a year younger and
wanted to
single
see
all of a
if they were
sudden?
gonna edit the stream.
Yeah, where did this boyfriend come from all of a sudden? All right, so the next question I'm going to ask you is kind of, I guess, the opposite of what we just asked. Not the opposite, but it's similar. So, okay, if the movies is a bad first date, which is news to me, so I just learned something because I've been constantly taking girls to the movies on the first date, so I've been fucking up. What is your best date?
Like that I've had, or like
exactly.
ideal date?
No, that you've had. What is your best date?
Best first date is. It's bad, but I love it.
It's bad, but I love it.
It's like it's really cheesy, but I love it.
Chuck E. Cheese?
No, it's dinner, lunch, food, and then arcade games.
Wait, dinner, lunch?
Like some type of food, like dinner, lunch,
So
something.
we're on the same page, because I was gonna say Dave and Buster's next.
And like, yes.
Which is awesome.
So like, you go get food, and then you go to Dave & Buster's, or you go get food, and then you go to arcade. Because then you really see how competitive they are, and then I'm really competitive, so
Exactly.
I'm like, I'm gonna beat you.
Wait, does it turn? Is it sexy when the guy's competitive?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. What do you enjoy more, beating him or him beating you?
Beating him.
Nice. Okay.
But he doesn't let you win. Like,
Exactly.
you
Yes.
actually,
No, yeah.
we gotta throw that in there.
No, yeah.
You
It's
can't
I just
be-
changed the game. When I get beat, I just change the game.
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but no, it's I won because I won. It's not I won because you let me.
Oh, I'm not letting nobody win. The fuck out of here.
But then when I beat you, it's even better. When I beat you, it's even better.
Okay.
And then you're like, damn, this girl knows what she's doing.
Mhm.
Mario Kart?
I taught my
Axe
nephew a
throwing.
serious lesson at the arcade last time we went.
That's
Yeah.
He was whooping me. I was like, all right, we'll put some money on it. You talking all this shit? You all
whooped his
confident?
ass.
He's doing a little celebration dance. I was like, yo, put some money on. He's like, I ain't got no money. I'm like, ask your dad for some money. So my cousin gave him $20. I'm like, come on, let's do it. I whooped him.
Oh my god.
So it's not even that I was letting him win. It's just I happened to win after there was money involved, but the lesson was learned. Yeah. All right. Ideal date or the best date you had.
The sunrise on the beach with a picnic.
Okay, hold on. We got to dig into this picnic shit. All right. So describe what made it a picnic. Did you pack
There
food?
was
Did he pack
food.
food?
Well, I ordered the food on Amazon and it was there at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Lazy.
And then we went to the beach.
You got to make it with love.
Nah.
I can't make grapes.
Yeah, but you could cut the watermelon in really cute
No,
shapes.
I ordered
You
it
can-
sliced.
Man,
That's too
bring
much
back the
work.
90s. All right. What about you? What was your
The
best
best date is okay. There's a little bit of a story to this.
date?
I had no time because I travel a lot.
Okay.
So he actually said, "Okay, where are you gonna be next?" I said, "Well, I'll be in LA." All right, I'll meet you in LA. I'll take you out to dinner.
Nice.
And he lived in a different state.
Of
which
course.
was- yeah. And he met me there, and I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And when I got there, picked me at the airport, and we're like, "We're going to dinner."
Oh, you got there before you.
Yeah. He's like,
Interesting.
and I told him, I'm like, "I hope you're not expecting anything." And he's like, "No, just dinner."
I would be.
And that was
Listen.
it. So
Listen,
next
I'm
day-
jet lagged. I need a massage.
No,
Okay.
No, and that continued, and every time wherever I had a business, a business trip, and
Wow.
he's like, "Where are you going next?" And I'm like, "What are you trying to say?" He's like, "I'll meet you there. I'll take you out to lunch."
I think he enjoyed that more than you. I think he enjoyed the reason to travel, the excuse to go somewhere maybe.
That's so thoughtful.
I know that was to me was like, "You're really making that much effort. You're coming from, what was it, Delaware?"
You see, but that would make a lot of women uncomfortable nowadays.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
That's
it would.
effort.
It would make a lot of women
make a lot
uncomfortable.
of women, but I think with the right
Listen,
women.
Nowadays, this younger generation, a lot of these women would be uncomfortable. Some of them know they would be uncomfortable. Some of them
Why would you?
Some
say
of them
they're
don't think they'll be uncomfortable till it happens, and then they're like, "Oh, this is I feel
No,
it's
why
so
would
much
that be?
pressure. I feel like he's doing too much. I don't, you know what I mean? It's like they feel like they don't deserve it and they don't know how to react to it.
Mm-mm.
A lot of women don't know how to be treated well nowadays by men.
Yeah,
it bugs them out because they're like, is he tricking me? Is he going to pull the rug out from under me? Is this going to be consistent? I don't know what to do.
That's because of past trauma. And that's completely understandable when they have that. Trust me, I still have a lot of that trauma. Because when they're so nice to you, you're just like, all right, what's good?
Yeah.
You know?
What's the catch?
Oh, sorry. Let me just get to this super chat real quick. It looks like it says, hold on, sorry guys. I don't have my contacts in. Alan T with the $5 super chat. He said, people who say movies are a bad idea for dates are doing it wrong. You have to go to a theater with the 2 seats connected, and a lot of AMCs have them. Well, listen,
yeah,
that's crazy.
I was trying to say the same thing.
No.
CMX is that where we were at.
Right.
There is the middle part does come up, but again, we're talking about on a first date. Why you want to be that close to somebody? I'm sorry. You want to get to know someone. You want to get to know. Here's my hand. He does this. I don't have a problem holding your hand if we're really vibing. If not, I'm like, yo, you know what? No, I'm good.
I think that guy means very well, but what we're seeing right now with the dating is women don't know what men want, men don't know what women want. On a first date, I am next, like I'm 5'2", 120 pounds. I don't want to sit that close to a guy who's 5'10", 180. I'm just nervous. Like I don't know who you are.
I don't know, man. I feel like
That too.
I feel like the women they're the pursued. They're the receivers. So you can't always expect the receiving end to know exactly what they want. I think a lot of women don't even know what they want until they've had it. So you can say that, but if the guy goes about it the right way, he creates the right type of anticipation. He elevates the comfort level, because what you're describing is a lack of comfort.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's situational. I feel like the guy could kind of get through those layers. Like I tell guys all the time, FaceTime with them as soon as possible.
Yeah.
When you meet them in person, make physical contact as soon as possible, because these are all, you know, different steps to a woman becoming more and more comfortable with you. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Like the time frame and when you know, a guy is gonna sleep with a woman is all about, number one, obviously her attraction to him, but I think the next thing after she decided, yeah, I think he's attractive, is when is she going to be comfortable?
Yeah.
So it's not, oh, she doesn't do that. It's she's not comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of tricky. I think a movie could be a good date.
I would save it for the third.
Movies are tough.
Right. Well, did you give your best date yet?
My best date?
Yeah.
Definitely with the guy I'm seeing now.
Mm-hmm.
We went to dinner, drinks, and then he knows that I love plants, so he took me to a plant thing.
There's a word for that.
Botanical garden.
Yes.
A botanical garden. He took me to a botanical garden.
That used to be
That's
the
the correct
shit in the
term.
Bronx. That used to be the romantic walk. I don't know about now, but back in the 90s,
it was so romantic.
you take a girl to botanical gardens, she's falling in love.
It was very
Okay, what about you? Best date that you've had?
Was with an ex-boyfriend back in Puerto Rico. We went to this restaurant by the beach, and then we walked around the boardwalk the rest of the night, like talking.
That's it?
It was,
Just talking.
yes.
Yeah, well, it wasn't the best date for him then.
Aw.
He was like, man, all I got was sore feet and cardio. All right, what you got for him?
All right, ladies, let's go back to Ant-Man.
Okay, yeah,
Let's go back to Ant-Man.
That makes
This is
sense.
the
Let's close. Let's close out with Ant-Man.
Right. It was supposed to be a movie review.
So, no, what did you ladies think of? Because this is a big deal. What did you guys think of the ending of the movie? Because that's like a very important part, I think, of every movie. Is the ending. I know some people. I had read online. I didn't want to do any spoilers, guys, but I did read like there were a bunch of people that did reviews saying that they walked out or they didn't like the ending. So I want to see what the ladies thought of the actual ending of the movie.
We got something.
We start here. Okay, start here and go.
No spoilers.
Well,
Nah,
I mean, I think guys should have seen it by now anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you could put a little in there. I don't, have to say the actual ending, but yeah, give whatever, however you feel.
So I liked it. I liked the ending until they went back through and like went home, kind of thing. Like they went back to their dimension.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Then when he started walking again, I was like, oh god, here we go.
They
Again.
ruined it. That's what most people said, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, no,
Like, what the fuck?
yeah, you should have just stopped it.
Yeah, because now we're like,
stop it there, make the credits, and call it a day.
Yeah, okay.
I agree with you, man.
Yeah, I think a lot of people
100%.
felt that
Why
way.
you look at me like
It's my face.
Because she
she likes the whole movie.
she liked the
like-
movie, so she's like, whatever. I like
Are we
it.
friends?
She's like, I love Ant-Man. Paul Rudd, you got a fan here, brother. What do you think about the ending?
I think he didn't like the cake.
That was funny. I like the humor in it. There was some really good humor parts.
I do agree the first one was funnier, though. Definitely.
So that's it? Just you like the king? Okay.
But how did you like the ending, though?
It was fine.
It was alright?
I don't remember.
Was it better the first time or the last time? She saw it more times than anybody. And she's like, I don't remember.
What about you?
I gotta read you, remember?
Oh yeah.
You fell asleep at the actual ending?
I just
Why didn't you wake her up?
You know what?
It was your job.
I heard her snoring, guys.
I fell asleep and I saw the
did.
ending.
I'm so
But
tired.
I didn't hit her.
I was a little confused in the ending.
I'm so happy
Right.
because I
Right.
fell asleep and I woke up and I was like, oh shit. I was like, how did they win? How did they beat the bad guy? And then it turns out they didn't like really beat him. So I did get to see. So I was like, oh, okay.
You did too.
I was like, oh man, I thought I missed it. There's no more threat. The threat's over. He saved the day. How'd he save it? Yeah. Okay. What about you?
I think it was a little on the nose, like his internal monologue.
Mm-hmm.
It was sweet, the father-daughter reunion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Hold on, before we move on about the daughter, because this is the part of the movie that irritated me, and I read it somewhere in the We'll hold on. We'll get to it. How did you feel about the ending?
I don't know. I don't really know how to feel because I was asleep before the ending, so I was a little confused.
The truth all
What is
comes out,
happening?
everybody-
You saw the ending though.
We
You
had
saw
a
the
bunch
ending.
of sleepers,
But
damn
it's
it.
like I
You
was
didn't-
lost,
God, you
so I was
lost.
like,
Half the girls were knocked out. God damn.
All right,
No,
we'll
it's
see.
fine. They were awake.
The issue with the Marvel movies is that the agenda is becoming like way too blatant and it's pissing a lot of people off. But they're doing the whole MCU thing is what they dubbed it. You know, being MCU, as in they're trying to turn it into an all-female kind of thing. And I mean, it really is kind of irritating. So like they're building up all these heroes and then breaking them down, whether it's Bill Cosby or Will Smith or Iron Man. But it's like they're trying to discredit the accomplishments of all the men. So it's like, oh, we have Thor, but now we have the female Thor. And it's like, there's no character development. There's nothing that makes you really give a shit about this particular version of Thor being female. It's like Iron Man had to do so much to become Iron Man and build that suit. What he went through to build the first suit, and you saw all the kinks in it and learning how to use it. He almost died several times. But then you got this black chick in Wakanda, and she just made an Iron Man suit, you know, on her pastime as a hobby.
Yeah.
Like there's no difficulty to it. And then when she starts using the suit, there's no learning period. There's no, you see what I'm saying? It's just, I know how to use this suit perfectly. So people get irritated by that. Then you have Hank Pym, who's supposed to be legendary for how intelligent he is and what he was able to invent and create. He created the quantum technology that they use to become small, big, or whatever. Oh, but then, you know, Ant-Man's daughter, she can kind of like, you know, outdo Hank as a teenager in the garage. So it gets really fucking irritating. But the dynamic between the daughter and the father that I think was disrespectful to a lot of men, especially fathers, is the way she was talking to her father. Mind you, her father is an Avenger. He saved, like, the world, including all the other superheroes. And then his daughter's like, yeah, but what are you doing now? It's like, listen, if I save the world, I think I can, like, retire. You know what I mean? So I just think there's a lot of blatant disrespect for men that's being taught to women subliminally. Because if you're a teenager and you watch that, you would think you're in a position to judge your father. Like,
And I see that in generation these days,
right?
Especially with the kids and how they speak with their parents.
Exactly.
I feel that way when I was watching the movie. Like,
That's
why
where
is
they
she
get it
judging
from.
And
her dad?
no,
He's her
it's
dad.
society,
Like,
and it's driven that way. I think a lot of things people see in media, especially kids, is what they portray that their life is, and the expectations of what they see, and then putting it towards their parents, and the attitude grows. And coming from, I travel all over the world, and what I've seen in third world countries and how they treat their parents, my jaw dropped because I sit there and I'm like, oh my God, they literally sit there and they bow to their mom and dad and be like, can I get you anything else? Can I do anything for you? Are you gonna be okay? Can we get your slippers? Or and it's just like, can I get some of that for my kids? You know, and it's totally different from this side, and it makes me think it's just getting worse.
Well, it's destroying us because It's an agenda, man. They know what they're doing. They're dismantling, all these roles, all these positions.
Dismantle. Oh,
yeah. They're dismantling the nuclear family. It's very intentional. And then we have all these issues that stem from it, and then everybody is just looking around acting confused, like they don't understand how we got here. It's like, it's very simple how we got here. You took away the respect for men. That's how we got here. So when you remove the authority and you remove the discipline, everything else that comes after that's going to fall apart. Even the dog don't know what to do, because the dog's confused, like, who's the boss? You see what I'm saying? So you have the women talking to the men all crazy in the movies and on the media, but at the end of the day, the men are the first and the last line of defense. So when you remove that, there's no one to teach it to the next generation, so it's lost forever. It's like a language that everyone stops speaking. Who's gonna teach someone this language that nobody speaks anymore? So now you're like, oh, the men are trash today and men are weak and blah blah. It's like, well, who taught them how to be men? Who raised them? It wasn't a man that raised them. So why would you think that someone is going to be good in a position and they didn't have someone formally in that position to train them for that position? If you go to a job, they don't have someone from a different position train you. They have someone that's from the position you're going to do train you and pass it down.
But it's also society these days, because then some parents or some fathers feel that they have to be friends with their child or their boys to feel like, okay, I gotta stay cool with them. I gotta make sure I stay friends with them. I gotta be this way with them, because then what? Then they lose that. Then they have this attitude, and I'm currently experiencing that. And as that goes on, you see they're like, shit, I fucked up. I should have done it this way. I should have been the man. I should have exactly. And now I'm like, now who's paying the price? It's like, yeah, bro. Now we're both in this shitty situation to where you're like, you've got this kid who's kind of dictating what we're fucking doing, and you're going, okay, you're right. I'm like, being right doesn't do shit now that we're at this situation.
Yeah, exactly. It's too late now. But where that comes from is they remove the authority. So when they move the authority, you're like, well, shit, I can't parent through discipline. So now I gotta try to stay on this kid's good side, so they choose to do what I'm asking them to do, rather than they have to do what I'm telling them to do.
And I became the disciplinarian in our house, and that became the problem, because I was always the bad guy. And from that point on, you're gonna always be the bad guy, no matter what.
Well, can we talk about that for a minute? Because I think so many women, especially mothers, obviously, they don't know how important that is. They don't realize that when you disrespect the father of your child, you just remove the child's respect for him. So now when something major happens, you can't use the father as a tool of discipline now, because the kid is like, bitch, you don't give a shit about dad. Why would I? You don't respect dad. Why should I? You're not afraid of dad. Why should I be afraid of dad? So the whole, you better stop that or I'm going to call your father, that's not a threat anymore to kids. Kids are like, as I was.
Call him.
Right? So the mother has to play this game like dad is the boogeyman, dad is the enforcer. So, like, I'll ask certain people things, like I'll ask a certain particular female, like, listen, 3 out of your 4 friends are on OnlyFans. Why aren't you on OnlyFans? Oh, my dad would kill me. Interesting that answer is so popular. And I did some research, and it turns out that when they ask certain adults why they never, tried drugs, like adults who never tried drugs, like as teenager or whatever, the most common answer is, and I quote, my dad would kill me. Like literally that sentence is the most common answer. Not I'd get in trouble with my dad, or, I don't want to disappoint my father. No, literally, my dad would kill me. And I think that's interesting because it can't be literal. Did you really think your dad would kill you if you did a little coke? But the point I'm trying to make is that was beat into a child's head. So when they were small, they actually thought their father would inflict violence on them. So they need to believe that myth. He's not actually going to do it, but the mother is who convinced them of that. So the mother's kind of playing the middleman. Like, it's not going to be me, it's going to be your father, and I'm trying to help you. You know what I mean? But if you keep doing what you're doing, I got to report to him. I'm going to have to tell him. And I think that keeps kids on the narrow. But when you're either doing the single mother thing or you're doing the mother doesn't respect the father thing, you've just removed the most important thing in your kid's life, discipline. Because discipline becomes self-discipline. And that's the part of preparing someone to be an adult, is transitioning from enforced discipline to self-discipline. Now, nobody needs to tell you what the right thing is. Nobody needs to tell you to wake up on time. You see what I'm trying to say? Nobody needs to tell you to do your work, save your money, whatever.
I get what you're saying. This is a hierarchy of discipline.
Exactly.
So when the father is at work, So you're gonna always just wait till your father comes home? No, it's not like that. So I have become the disciplinarian at home. And when the father gets home, then yeah, he becomes, hey, there you go, you got to deal with this. But it was a rarity because everything was a straight and narrow until they become older and older, and they see what society and see what they get away with. And all of a sudden, Dad's like, it's all right. I'm like, the fuck you talk about it's all right? Really? Did we discuss it?
So it's backwards
and it was
now.
never in front of the child. It was never in front of we'd never argue in front of them, because in front of the children we're always a unit. We're together and we'll argue about it later when nobody knows.
Hold on, I'm gonna ask you something. I'm gonna ask you first. Was there beating in your household? Spanking or beating?
Honestly?
Yeah, honestly.
No.
No spanking or beating?
I was never hit, and I am a straight A, top 5 physical.
Any spanking or beating? You getting whooped?
Yeah, it was either the chancleta.
That's when they throw that shit though.
It's like a tomahawk back.
Yeah, like
all right. For the non-Spanish speaking, that's literally
like a
that's
sandal.
a sandal.
Yeah.
The flying chanclet.
Oh my god! Wait, beating or no beating?
Beating. Yeah,
Beating?
Definitely.
Wait, who's beating? Mom or dad?
Mom.
Who's beating?
I didn't get beat.
Who's any beating?
Oh, absolutely.
Mom or dad was beaten.
Both.
Oh my god!
But I also grew up in boarding school, so it was also the school.
Here's what's interesting: when there is fear of being hit as a kid, you act right. You know, in most cases, you're gonna, if grandma, grandpa, or mom or dad is gonna hit you, they could just raise their hand and you're just gonna be like, no, not gonna do that because I don't want to get hit. So I think that that's just it's crucial. But nowadays, of course, the kid could call social services on you. And
You look at them wrong, and they just like, that's it.
Well, that's like one of the first things that they teach kids when they start kindergarten.
But
If
that's
someone's
intentional.
hitting you, you call 911.
Right, but that's
No,
intentional.
like the school is teaching them. If someone's hitting you, you call 911.
And here's the best part: if they extract that child, guess where that child's going? Foster care. Guess what happens in foster care? Real abuse and sexual abuse. Good job, state. So they're not doing it for the welfare of the kid. They're doing it to destabilize everyone. Let me tell you something. And some of you are not even going to believe me. I'm so old that I'm from the generation that witnessed them removing beating children in school. That's how old I am. That I literally remember like the day when they were like, hey man, you can't beat the kids anymore. And once the kids found out, they were like, the teacher can't hit us no more? So wait a minute, no more yardstick?
Oh my God, I got those.
No more spanking with the ruler?
Oh yeah, the teacher used to be able to hit you.
The kids turned into orangutans immediately. They were wild primates. The moment they knew the teachers couldn't hit them no more, they were like, you can't hit me, you can't hit me.
But don't you think there's a way to establish a hierarchy, though, so the kid knows who's in charge without hitting?
Because for me, nowadays, it doesn't
violence
matter.
is all through the planet. If you look at how the other animals interact, it's the threat of violence is how animals interact with each other.
I guess it's just like when I was a kid, I never got hit, but I knew very, very well who was in charge, and it wasn't me.
Well, how did they get you to understand that?
Me
though?
too.
They gave me the look. They took away toys.
But you had to know there was a consequence behind that look.
There's a time
privilege.
I was put in timeout, like you're staring at the wall for 20 minutes.
Yep.
Like deal with the wall. I don't want to hear you. Go look at the wall.
Yeah.
That's what I got. I was never hit.
I mean, I think there's a thin line.
The worst.
Yeah, because if you know
Discipline.
they're not gonna
I
hit you, like I'm not gonna look at the
I
wall.
never spanked any of my kids. Have not. Tempted, yes. The look, they knew they were dead. It's just that one certain look. And the count of three, it's like in a foreign language, you're just like, oh shit.
It's kind of funny. I'm making a correlation to the movie because she kind of went to the quantum realm and did what she did and really didn't get in trouble for it. Like they kind of let her slide.
There was no discipline.
She was doing whatever, right? The girl was kind of doing.
No respect for her father.
I made the suit. Like everything was her. She did extra shit. Like at least 3 or 4 things throughout the movie where it's like she got in trouble for that.
See the way she was talking,
the
way she was talking to her father,
I could never get away with
in the car specifically.
Unacceptable.
Like that stood out to me immediately because I could never. When I have kids, immediately that would be like unacceptable. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It was an interesting kind of thing where she kind of was doing all these little things throughout the movie. I also thought it was interesting that the mother or grandmother, the older woman, she was like the strongest one. Like she was kind of the one that everybody was like,
that was intentional.
What's she gonna do? Yeah,
she knew kung fu. Yeah, she knew how to use alien technology.
She was just
she stopped the bad guy.
Females in Marvel are perfect. They can do anything.
Yeah, this.
They can do anything.
The
Human.
paradigm has shifted.
Humans. Human females in Marvel could do more than the superheroes. I'm like, this bitch don't even got powers.
And she never did. She have any?
She ain't no damn
Did she have like
powers.
wings or? I
She
never
never
saw
said-
her.
She was another
on a
what?
suit.
Right?
She was a
She used to have.
What is she?
regular person.
So on the I don't spoil the last movies, but does she turn into
Yes.
something?
No. She was the original Wasp.
Wasp. Yeah, that's what I'm
Her
saying. That's what
daughter,
I'm saying.
her daughter is the new Wasp. She was the original,
Gotcha.
and her husband was the original Ant-Man, and now
Okay.
Also, how the whole like scene where the first fight happened with the old guy and it was like her past lover, the blatant disrespect
right in front of her husband,
right in front of her
Right in front of your
husband,
husband.
and she didn't even say anything like "Yo, calm down," like that.
Yeah, she was letting homie flirt.
So
Yeah.
there's definitely instances where there's just like blatant disrespect for a guy and you don't catch it unless you're looking out for it.
I catch it every time. It's in every damn movie. Every
Yeah.
movie's giving you the same message. Fuck these
We
dudes.
talked it over later in the movie, right?
Hmm?
Like how, hey, it was 30 years, so what do you want me to do? Like, I have needs.
And the guy was like, "Oh, I have
And he
needs too."
And he said, no, he
Yeah.
said to her, like,
Yeah.
yeah, I did
Like,
something on the side too. Like,
Yeah, but we
they're,
know
they're both,
if
they're,
terms
they're,
were
their
the
own
tables
thing.
were turned, they'd be dealing with it differently right now. You know, right now it's like it's all about women being empowered, and then it's all about men being
if
shamed.
she would have found out about like his side piece
Linda.
before he found out about hers, I feel like it would have been different.
Right.
But because she
Yeah,
found
we
out
found out about it.
Well, he didn't have a side piece though.
Yes,
No,
he
he
did.
did.
He admitted it.
And
He admitted it in the movie.
Oh,
Yeah, he
sorry.
said that.
Well, he was
like
obviously
that.
more discreet about
And
it.
she asked him what happened. No, she wasn't you.
Obviously, he was more discreet about it.
And I'm sorry, ladies, but that line actually should have been for her. That part.
Yeah, you're right.
She should have not. I'm not trying to make it a whole sexist thing, but really, she should have said he wasn't.
You.
Yeah,
to
Yeah,
Hank.
really.
Yeah, because
She
it's
didn't
like.
do
I mean, he's
anything
Hank.
at all.
He was he was the
like,
man.
damn, just play the dude. Like
He was. If you see the first Ant-Man, he was the man.
Yeah,
Right? You know.
yeah.
So, I mean, there's so many like dual ways of looking at the same thing that our society has like accepted and subscribed to. Like, it's like oh, she's 18, and she's going to college, or she's 18 and she's on OnlyFans, or she's 18 and she's doing whatever. The point is, she's 18. Let's celebrate it. She's a grown woman now. She makes her own decisions. She's strong and empowered. Okay, and then when it's a guy like, yeah, I like to date 21-year-olds. Oh, you're robbing the cradle. She's just a baby. You're manipulating her. It's like, wait a minute. Time out. How 18-year-olds mature enough to jump on OnlyFans and to get celebrated? They're liberated and all this other shit. But then a 35-year-old dating an 18-year-old, all of a sudden he's manipulating her and taking advantage of her youth. Which one is it? You see what I'm trying to say? She's smart, brave, and independent, or she's just a little child being taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Why are we cool with OnlyFans taking advantage of her? Because they're pimping. All these girls that think OnlyFans is empowerment, OnlyFans is legal pimping. They're legally pimping you, right? But if a man 10 years older than her wants to be in a relationship with her and marry her, somehow he's manipulating her and taking advantage of her naivety. Like,
you want to know something, ladies? I think it's interesting what you're saying, because it's not that we're so much annoyed at OnlyFans. It's the annoyance of being able to jump in and jump out of, like,
reality.
Of a woman.
Reality.
Like,
the
it's
truth?
like, okay, she's OnlyFans, or that girl's a hoe.
Yeah.
She's gonna be a hoe. Like, we're cool as men. We're cool, kind of deeming it something, and then that's what it is. But when they can
They
be a
keep moving
chameleon,
they keep moving the goalposts.
right? When a woman can kind of go, I'm gonna act like a man now. Now I'm gonna act like a woman. Now I'm gonna call the cops on you. Now I'm not. It's like this whole, like, man, when you can jump back into your femininity real quick, push us away,
Yeah,
but
whenever
then
you feel like it.
get in our face and act like they're gonna punch us or call us a name. So I think that's the guy's annoyance. It's just like, pick one thing
and stick to it.
Stick to it. If you're an OnlyFans girl, cool. All right, you OnlyFans
Right.
girl.
Are you equal to us or not? Like which
You know,
one?
that's
Which
what
one is
our
it?
problem is. It's not that they're on OnlyFans though. It's actually
It's not that they want to be independent.
Yeah, it's not our biggest gripe actually. I think some people get that a little confused. We actually don't. I'm not gonna say it probably does bother some guys, and it is a problem. But what I'm saying is, we're not even harping on that. The main point is jumping in and out.
The lack of consistency.
Yeah.
Because it's like 1 second you go out to eat, and then it's like, yeah, I work here and I make this money and I have this title and blah blah blah, and then the check comes and it's like, oh yeah, be the man. It's like, wait, time out. You just made partner at your job. What the fuck just happened here? So it does get a little confusing, because most guys don't know which way to go. They're not sure. Should I pay or don't pay? Wait a minute. wait, if I pay, I'm being a gentleman, but then it's insulting her because I don't know. And there's a lot of women that are on the fence also. There's a lot of women that have told me that they feel uncomfortable when the guy pays. And then there's other women that are like, the guy has to pay. Okay, well, which one? Which one is it? Because guys don't know.
Yeah.
And it's just an awkward question to ask a woman, hey, do you want me to pay? Or should... You see what I mean?
My God.
If you ask, then it gets super...
No,
it's even worse.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
But I think that's why you
it's
do
an
what you
invitation.
do. I think that's why you do what you do with this podcast, and even me giving advice for women with my Instagram, is because you have to give intense advice so that people know what the heck is going on. And right now, there's too much confusion. A man should never ask permission to be a man. You should never. Can I get the door for you? Can I pay for you? Like, no. I'm gonna come pick you up. If she's uncomfortable with that, she'll let you know. I'm gonna pick up the check. If she's uncomfortable with that, she'll let you know. And then if she's like arguing you to pay for a check,
that's not the one. Yeah, it. But then there's some women that are like sending mixed signals because they're like reach for their purse or whatever, but they know damn well they don't want to pay. So I'm like,
I made a post about that the other day. I'm like, don't do that.
Because if you do that, I'm gonna be like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
dessert
exactly.
too. Want another drink?
You get,
absolutely.
With me, you get one. You sure? You say yeah.
So you get one.
You get one. You sure? And then if you say no, then I'm not gonna ask you 2 or 3 times. And you know, if you say
what I do to let them feel, away, I just say, listen, you can take care of the tip.
Yeah,
you could
that's another way to do it.
Put a 20 down.
That's another way to do it. All right, ladies, let me ask you real quick. Just going back to the movie real quick. The acting. Mm-hmm. What did you guys think of the actual acting? Was it good? Was it bad? I'll go ahead and say I didn't like the dude with the little legs. I didn't think his acting was good. I thought it was corny.
If you
I didn't like the
with
way
the comic, you'd really be disappointed.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't know. I just thought
I don't know which guy.
The guy and
Modok. His name is Modok.
His name is Darren.
Darren.
Well, actually, in the comic, those are 2 separate characters.
Oh, so they
in the movie they merged them.
Okay.
But in the comic, that guy is Yellow Jacket. You see what I'm trying to say? And then Modok is somebody completely different. I don't think Modok is from Earth. He's like an alien or something.
So, I guess since Disney took over Marvel, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like since Disney took over, the acting's changed. I haven't liked a lot of the Marvel movies. It's like, wow, they do this like Disney thing. Oh my god,
yeah,
they do this
like watching a Disney movie.
It's so like, like it's just not.
Yeah.
So I've stopped watching a lot of the Marvel stuff. But I want to know what you guys thought of the acting. Was there an actor you liked, disliked? Which way are we going? Let's go.
I don't know.
This way. Did you care? Was it good? Was it bad?
I wasn't a fan of the acting.
No.
No, I'm not a Paul Rudd fan, first of all. But I just Rudd.
Okay.
She said
because I like him. I think he was really good in 40-Year-Old Virgin. Just a couple things.
Well, I mean, I feel like he's better in like not adult movies, but like
adult comedies,
raunchy
comedies.
Movies, like then for like.
Cartoons, I know what you're saying.
Right.
Like superheroes.
She called it a cartoon.
I mean,
because all the special effects, it might as well have been a cartoon.
Well, okay, I guess. Like,
all right, but who is your favorite actor, and in what movie? Because we need a base of reference here. What's that mean?
Next.
I
can't think now.
Does the guy do adult films or something?
No, but I can't think now.
We'll come back to you.
You put her on the spot.
Is it Magic? What do you think about the acting?
Well, I don't know because I'm not a good judge of that.
Of acting?
But that guy with the big face reminded me of Shark Boy and Lava Girl, George Lopez.
Yes!
Oh my god, yes. Like a child.
The electricity guy.
Yeah.
Mr. Electricidad.
Yes!
Movie. Mr. Electricidad.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all I have.
I thought his acting was. I didn't know why he was there. I was like, let me get this guy out of here. He's just dumb.
Why was there a gem on his forehead?
They just put it there because it wasn't in the comics, but it's like it wasn't necessary.
What about
you?
you?
Think about the acting? You think it was better before?
When you were awake?
Did it get bad?
The acting in the beginning was okay, but the rest could probably go. As far as a favorite actor, it was not in that movie. It would be Gal Gadot.
In what movie though?
Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman.
I know who she is. I said in what movie?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
In what movie was her acting so stellar? Like what movie do you
Wonder
think her acting was the best?
The Wonder
Woman.
Woman.
In Wonder Woman in general. Yeah. Okay. No, I
was like, what?
I thought you didn't. I thought you didn't know. I thought you thought I didn't know who she was.
Yeah, you thought you were saying Wonder Woman.
Right. Yeah, the movie Wonder Woman.
Okay. I mean, I've seen.
It was for me. It was okay.
You haven't seen it?
No, I've seen her in many other things. That's why. When I think of her, I don't think of Wonder Woman. I see what you're saying.
I think she's a good actress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but is she a good
Imagine
Wonder
there's
Woman
no
though?
heaven.
What did you think about the acting?
I didn't like the acting that much or the script.
Damn, man, I guess we should have went to see Magic Mike.
Shit.
Shit.
I mean, I'm grateful.
For me,
that
it
you
was
guys
okay. Like
we just saw
nothing.
Magic
treated
Mike,
us. I'm
we would
so
have
grateful.
a ton
but-
of different answers right now. Trust me.
What?
I said we just saw Magic Mike. The girls would be like, "Oh my god,
Magic
I
Mike was
love it."
awesome. Magic Mike was actually awesome.
I
The
saw
first
the
two were
movie.
trash.
I saw the movie like that.
You thought it was
Magic
alright?
Mike.
The first two were
this last one is the
trash.
best
Okay.
one out of the
A
three.
lot of girls have said it was really good. It was just all right.
Which
She
one?
saw the recent one.
Yeah.
She said the recent one's like,
I think the recent one was a
You saw it?
masterpiece.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
It was a masterpiece.
I
I feel
liked
like,
it.
I
I
feel like
liked
they
it.
actually took it serious, like took a
I
movie
think because
seriously.
I enjoyed the show, it was like more artistic.
Yeah,
you know?
that's the
Like-
part that I like. That like where they show at the end, like their show.
Mhm.
That's the part I like. But it was the whole like
Really?
storyline getting to it. I was like, okay.
This is the first time Magic Mike actually had a fucking story.
is this the last one though? The last.
So they
dance or
say.
something?
This is the last. Yeah.
So they say till
But
they make
they've
enough
also-
money, they're
They've
like,
also been saying that the last Fast and the Furious movie for like the last
Oh
5
my
Fast and the
God.
Furious movies is the last one.
9 or something.
And they have another poster like
then
on the
there's
movie's
another one,
coming soon.
yeah.
Give it up.
Yeah, yeah.
Vin Diesel, do something else with your life. All right, so now we got to ask you guys, what is the worst, absolutely worst date you've ever had? London.
The worst date I've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
I had to pick the date, pick the place, drive there myself, and it was far.
Then
'Cause
where'd
I was
you
like,
go?
I was like, oh, let's go. You know, to the, we were going to the drive-in up in Davie,
Okay.
and he was like, okay, I'll meet you there. I was like,
See, modern dudes, man.
I was like, excuse me, and he's like, yeah. What do you think? I'm gonna drive from, you know, I'm up here already. I'm not gonna drive down to you and come back up here. I was like, so I'm not going.
So why didn't he just go take you somewhere here then?
So I was like, so I'm not going.
Very bad date.
And then, so whatever, I had to pick the place, drive there, do everything myself, pay for myself, which is not a big thing. Like,
That's like he's trying not to get
But-
laid. What's
Yeah,
that?
exactly.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What's
Like
that?
you're clueless.
yeah, it was not
That
good.
bad?
Yeah, and then he
Wait,
tried to kiss me
what-
when I left, and I was like,
Oh.
bye. Like, just off of me.
So what did you actually do? Watch a drive-in
Stiff armed
movie?
him.
No, but then I went to the drive-in because I was like, I'm not gonna go in 2 cars to the drive-in. Like, there's no point.
It's a drive-in.
So wait, what did you
Yeah.
guys actually end up doing though?
We went to the mall.
Oh,
Say what now?
We went to the mall.
window.
For what?
shopping.
Por qué?
He wanted to go to the mall, so I was like,
To
okay.
buy
well,
what?
he needed polos. That should have been the first. That should have been the biggest red flag.
This world needs
I'm
help.
confused.
Yeah.
I don't
This
know.
He was like, well, if you don't want to go to the drive-in, then let's go to the mall.
I blame you.
And I was like, okay, fine, let's go to the mall. You know, I can grab, like, we can grab something to eat at the mall.
Because he didn't learn that
Let's go
lesson.
get
No.
some
He was
I was
like,
like-
he was like, girls love when I take them to
I was
the
like-
drive-in / nah, psych, really the
No.
mall. They love it.
I was like, well, we're gonna go to the mall. You know, Sawgrass has like the restaurants outside. It's really nice. I was like, okay, well, we
But
can
that's
go
a nice
to
mall. They
Yeah,
got a
no.
Dave and Buster, this nigga.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
We ended up in the
man.
food court. Luckily, they had the Cake Boss ATM thing. I was like, I'm gonna get a slice of
Vending
cake
machine?
and walk away. And I walked away, and then
Yeah.
he was like, what? You're not gonna give me a kiss? I was like,
He should
Disgusting.
have
Sir,
been David
leave.
Buster.
Disgusting.
certainly.
How old was this guy?
I was 21,
Yeah.
22. He was 26.
Wow.
Clueless.
And he couldn't lead? Someone 3 years younger than him?
No.
Mm-mm.
All right, what about you? What's the worstest date you ever
I
had?
can't
I don't
think of
know.
any. Yeah. I'm the same.
You don't know?
Like,
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not
Were you with
sure.
the same guy, though, for the last would you say
6 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well.
I'm gonna throw him under the bus.
Nah, I mean, yeah, I mean, if he lasted for 6 years, I mean, that's long enough that she forgot whatever date the worst date was. He's been forgiven already. All right, what about you, worst date?
Well, the date was okay. It more was just kind of an interview thing. So, kind of, how do you handle, you know, women that travel a lot? Are you okay with it? That was it. And they're like, oh yeah, I think that's awesome. Blah blah blah. Well, long story short, I kind of gave them my schedule of travel and when I would be back in town. So it was during COVID, and I had investors in town, and I said, okay, well, when Wood had that curfew where they shut down at midnight or whatever, or 3 o'clock. Well, they extended it that day. They're like, oh, we're open till 3. I'm like, great. I still have time to run to this other bar where my friends are at. As I'm running to the bar, I hear someone screaming my name, and I'm like, no, it can't be me. It can't be me. And kept yelling. to the point where they grab my arm, and now your automatic reflexes are knock them the fuck out because I don't like anybody touching me. So grab my arm, and I'm like, what? I'm like, it's me, and I'm like, I didn't recognize you with a mask on, sir. I'm like, he goes, what? You can't even say hi, and I'm like, no, I can't. So yeah, that was. I
already didn't recognize you.
I didn't, and then it was it, and then kept messaging me, and be like, I can't believe you couldn't even say hi. We were in the same area, and I'm like, and I told you what my schedule was. I'm with my people. I can't. I don't have time for that. So then he kept messaging. It wouldn't stop to the point where I blocked him and everything. I was like, yo, you need to stop. This is too far. So that was the worst thing.
Guys, don't message women who don't message you back. You message her, she don't message you back. Fight the temptation to message her. Go into contact, delete it. That way you can't message her because you don't got a number anymore if you can't control yourself. Also, what was the other thing?
Add them to the graveyard.
Huh?
Add them to the graveyard.
Add them to the graveyard?
Oh, when you delete the girl?
No, you literally like delete their name, and instead of their name, they have like the little like tombstone emoji.
Oh, really?
So like if they try and reach out to you, you're like, yeah, no, like
I don't know who this is.
I don't want to talk.
I know it's someone I don't want to talk to.
Yeah, like I try.
All
you know
right.
what? I tried. We haven't talked in a while.
Yeah.
Bye. You're in the graveyard.
Awesome.
Like, you're dead to me.
I mean, the way I would say it is just know when to give up. Look, if he thought that there was some sort of inkling that maybe you guys could reconvene and talk again, maybe try to message you once or twice, but I mean, you don't keep messaging the girl. I think that what you do is, I mean, in your case, no, because it was just a bad interaction. Right. But I'm just saying, like, in general, guys, in my opinion, it's okay to maybe try to message a girl 2 times, 3. I have a 3-time rule. Like, I'll try once, maybe twice, but like, for me, it depends on how cute she is and how much I want to talk to her. If it's a girl I've already been dealing with, maybe once or twice. But I think there's, what I'm saying, you can gauge boundaries. Yeah, there's boundaries and you can gauge it, but just don't be the guy that, hi, and then, like, I've seen girls have shown me messages.
Yeah, dude says hi every day.
I mean, it's long.
Yeah,
it's long. That is
no response.
You know what I'm saying?
Good morning, beautiful.
Hi. I'm
not saying beautiful. Good
don't
morning,
be
beautiful.
somewhat persistent. Yeah, that's he's
I'm sorry,
right.
I laughed this hard because it's like
he's right.
Yeah, but listen,
I'm not that guy though. I'm not doing it.
To be honest with you,
in my life.
I think not texting her is a strategy. It's not even that you're giving up. Sometimes not giving up is not reaching out. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, you gotta know how to play the game. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you're better off not messaging her if you still want to talk to her.
Well, that's a thing though, right? He would have had a chance, and I've given them exactly, because I have a strict schedule, and from time every single hour of the day, and I said I will be busy from this day to this day. My only opportunity is this time, and a strict schedule. If you see me on the street and I'm running from one venue to another venue, you don't stop me or yell at me and then get angry because I didn't say hello to you.
But he had your number though.
I'm sorry?
He had your number already.
No, he didn't.
No. What I'm saying, he had your number when he saw you running. No.
No, he had it on this app, and then just kept going through and going through. And
I'm saying he had a way to contact you.
Yes, he did.
So I would have just simply been like, "You look so beautiful when you run." I would have been like, "You're a cute runner," and then the girl would have been like, "Wait, what? What are you even talking about?"
Even like,
you
that
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or you would be like, "Oh, I love that outfit you had on with the thing and the little red right here and the way you accessorized it." You would have like, "Where? How do you know what?"
And that's happened before, but
right.
This was not. That wasn't it. That has happened to me.
I'm just saying that would work.
Right.
Because curiosity is going to make a woman contact you.
I guess in a way, it depends on who it is.
Nah, it's not creepy if you explain yourself.
Well, that was kind of creepy because
at first, when you get the message, it will be creepy when he explains himself.
Yeah,
it's like,
I saw you. It's going to give you the interest. Right, it's going to give you the
Yeah.
interest, though, to respond and ask, what are you talking about? When did you see me?
That's what I'm saying. So that actually happened to me. We drove past that bar, and I'm like, oh, you look really cute tonight. And I'm like, the fuck, what? Oh, wait, what? And I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh, you see me? He goes, yeah, I'm still watching. And I'm like, all right. What the fuck? I'm going,
I'm still
watching.
Look,
I've seen a girl out with another guy and like just text her like, you look so bored. Ooh. I can't imagine what he's talking about, but whatever it is, you don't give a shit. You know what I mean?
That's a move.
And it's just like, wait, what?
That I get it. I get
like,
that.
It's like, what? You know what I'm saying?
That will make her laugh.
You gotta finesse it because
and the guy's gonna be like, What's so funny?
Right. So I mean, look, just word of advice to guys, especially if you fall anywhere remotely close to average, and you know who the fuck you are. If you fall anywhere remotely close to average, just understand that you are suspected of being a creep. So any behavior that might align with creepdom, you see what I'm trying to say? So what I'm saying is, guys, you have to be very, very careful, because women are already, thinking might be a creep, and women deal with these extremes, right? So it's like they would do all these extra, like things that are like in a glass jar, right? They'll do all these little extra things, right, for a guy that's like extremely tall or extremely attractive or extremely rich or extremely funny or extremely charismatic. But then at the same damn time, they will stay super far from someone that's socially awkward. You get what I'm trying to say? They operate in extremes. So they desire the positive extremes, and they're terrified of the negative extremes. So much so that they avoid it at all costs. So if they have the slightest suspicion that you fall into a negative extreme, they are going to stay the fuck away from you. So you got to be very careful. So I said that because, like, boom, if you're texting her and she doesn't respond, and then you text her one more time, there are girls that will look at that as, oh my god, he's a clinger, he's creeping me out, he's a stalker. So you got to be careful. And on your end, you're like, it ain't even that serious.
Yep.
I've had chicks act like I'm creeping them. I was like, bitch, please. You're exaggerating. It's not that serious. But in their mind, it might actually be that serious, because maybe it reminds them of someone else that got to that level. It escalated to that. So in their mind, they're like, this is how it starts. And it's like, are you sure? I'm not willing to take the chance. Block him, call security. I'm uncomfortable. No, that's what I'm saying. They'll take it to that extreme. So all I'm saying is, to protect yourself, guys, you have to be nonchalant. You know what I mean? Women are like cats. You gotta let them come to you. You let them know you're interested. Once you let them know they're interested, you kind of like gotta peel it back off a little bit. And if they're not coming, you're just not that guy. Go focus on becoming that guy. But a lot of dudes are like trying to change women's minds. Stop trying to change women's minds. It's not gonna work, bro. All right?
Yeah.
It's risky.
What else we got for the ladies?
Yeah, we're almost done.
Yeah. Let's do one more Ant-Man question, I think.
And we're gonna close out. I think I'm getting the idea you guys didn't really like Ant-Man that much.
Yeah. Hold on. So hold on, because I don't know if the guys got this. Real quick, before we ask maybe one more Ant-Man question, let's do one before that. Because I think the guys missed. Did you ladies think it was a good or bad date movie?
No, we did hit that.
Did we hit it for everyone?
Yeah.
We did.
Okay. The second time with that.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I mean, okay. So in my mind, right? In theory, this is an Ant-Man in particular. But a movie that is a trilogy or has a sequel or whatever, in my opinion, at least this is how my mind, strategizes, right? I'm thinking, okay, well, listen, if you could get this girl to go to see this particular installment of a film, should she like it, now you have a good end to say, hey, you know what? We should watch the first Ant-Man. Why don't we Netflix and chill, or Disney Plus and chill. And now that's something that you guys can kind of share together. So I'm not talking about Ant-Man in particular. I'm just talking about any movie that has like 2 or more installments that she might have actually liked. Now you guys can kind of enjoy that together. Just like maybe a series. If there's a series that she's watching or you're watching, you can say, hey, why don't you hold off? Don't watch another episode. That way you can watch them apart as well as together. So just little things that you can try to kind of share with the female as you're maybe building a relationship, building a rapport. So that's why I was thinking Ant-Man might be a good movie to try. As you can see, the ladies didn't really like it that much. But you could always you could say, hey, listen, you know what? The first one was better. Maybe she liked your company. She'd be down to watch the first one with you. And also, real quick, we're going to be doing movie reviews once a month. So this was just the movie that we picked for this month. So that's the situation with that. It was between Ant-Man and Magic Mike. And we went with the Ant-Man. Next month it will be Creed, guys. So March 7th, we're going to be watching and reviewing Creed. And then we'll also be talking about how the ladies feel about them putting this dude, Jonathan Mayers, in a female attire. Mm-hmm. So we'll figure out how they feel about that. What was the other question you had?
Well, let me spin it actually a little off Ant-Man since we kind of went over the one. Do you ladies think a chick flick is a good choice for a guy to take you on a date? So I've always
not a first date. You're just saying in general if they're in a relationship.
Yeah, in a date or maybe a first date. But like what like if it's like a straight chick flick, what would you think something of him, or would you want to go with a guy? I've always wanted this from women. Let's start with you and then go around. So he picks this movie, I don't know, whatever chick flick's out right now. Do you judge him, or are you just like, oh yeah, of course? Are you happy to go with a guy to see it?
I am happy to go.
Okay.
Especially if I've mentioned like, oh, I like this type of movie. Like, I like chick flicks.
Okay.
I'll be like, okay, well, look, this chick flicks out. Let's go watch it. Like, that shows kind of effort into like doing what I like to do too.
And I'm probing guys because I want to see if women want to see more stuff that's centered around them versus an action movie like Ant-Man. Maybe there's something out that you totally do not want to see, but you can gain points from taking her somewhere, you know, that's more a female-centric movie. What about you?
Well, I would enjoy it because I've already gone to see a chick flick with my boyfriend, and we both cried about it, and it was great.
Well,
you cried?
You both cried?
Yeah.
Hold up, rewind.
That is a
Back it
red
up.
flag.
What movie?
I love your
Okay.
boyfriend. Your boyfriend's a sweetheart.
Well,
It happens.
for his zodiac sign, they're very sentimental.
Was it Pisces?
Oh.
Aries.
Cancer?
So
Cancer.
wait, so you're cool with
I
the
was gonna say
crying? You
cancer.
find it attractive?
I gave him a tissue.
No.
I mean, it happens, man.
I mean,
What
she's
movie
6
was
years
it?
in.
There was,
No, I'm
there's a
intrigued.
movie.
Yeah,
There's a
what
movie.
movie
It's always
is?
like the movie where the girl's the cancer patient. And the
I was just about to say, hold on. I'm gonna tell you the movie because it made me cry and I was with the woman.
right, like
Hold on. I'm gonna tell you the movie. All right, you guys can laugh if you fucking want. It was a very touching scene. 7 Pounds with Will Smith.
no.
No?
Never seen that.
No,
I've
it's
never
this
seen
chick.
that.
Well, Confession. That was a movie that had me crying with a chick.
Alright.
The
I thought it
actress
was
of
awesome.
the Version, I think it is.
Well, I
You
don't
know that's
remember
cancer?
the name
Yeah,
of
she
the
had
movie.
like a
Cancer?
Was it with like the Sprouse boy?
No, that's 5 Feet Apart.
Okay.
It wasn't that one though. I
I've
forgot
never
the
heard
name
of
of
this
it.
shit.
Was it always?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I didn't see it, but it was like a teenage girl or something, and she had cancer, and then she fell in love with some boy, and he was sick too or something.
Yeah.
Shailene Woodley.
Yeah, but it wasn't that movie. I
I saw
forgot
it-
the name of the movie.
I saw the trailer for
It was
that
on Netflix.
garbage.
Garbage.
No, I'm joking.
My
I would
heart.
never go see
Anyway,
that,
so
though.
Okay, so
Okay.
you
Yeah, pay
you
me to
would
watch
you're
that.
cool with a guy taking you to see a chick flick. You're cool with
You
it.
desire it.
Yeah,
It's fun.
you need him to cry.
Okay. So
She'll look at me
so you
like,
both got
"Oh."
wet. You know what I'm saying? He got wet too. All right, what about you?
Yes, it's points. That
Yeah,
would be
really?
points.
All right,
Absolutely.
guys.
Absolutely.
What?
Points.
We're learning.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no.
No, you
Hey,
I was
There
gonna
we
say
go.
no
This
too.
pussy.
Like if it's a rom-com, that's different. But if it's the Notebook type of
Oh,
movie,
yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that makes sense.
I would
Yeah,
rather
Me
Fifty
myself,
Shades of Grey,
me myself. That's something
Notebook.
I
Oh my
enjoy
God.
with the
50
girls.
Shades of Grey,
Titanic.
alone.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do. You know, you have your alone time. You have your
Right.
glass of wine, your charcuterie. I don't want my man there.
I'm watching that movie with you. The thing is, about 15 minutes in,
Exactly. Like I would never.
what I'm watching.
Like when I'm watching a chick flick
flick
at home and my boyfriend comes in, like
She wants to
I
pause
change
it.
it.
She pauses
I
it. She's
put
like,
another movie. I put
Yeah, 'cause
another
it's
movie because I don't want to
annoying.
watch that with him. I want to watch something that we enjoyed together. So
yeah.
I don't know. If
Okay.
it's something I know only me, only I
Yeah.
want to enjoy, it's like no.
That's
Okay.
what I was. That's what I thought. I thought. Well, I mean, those two shocked me, but I always thought like a woman would not want to watch like a full-on chick flick with a guy. Like out on a date, like go to a movie, maybe at home. Actually, I would think you'd be okay with it at home, Netflix and chill. But like to go and pay for a movie, let's go see this chick flick
I
together.
think there's a gray
It's
area.
It's like a rom-com.
It's not
like
gonna
you
make
said.
Exactly. It depends on the movie.
I think it's a
Their
gray
chick flicks
area.
are good for-
Exactly. I
Exactly.
think, like, okay, I'm gonna tell you one right now. What was the one with Gerard Butler
Yeah, that's the ugly truth.
and yeah, the ugly
The
truth.
That's a good one.
That's
Yeah.
a chick flick, but it was something both men and women could enjoy.
Yeah.
So I think the trick is to, well, if it's the woman picking it or suggesting it, I think there's a couple ways you could go about it. If it's a movie that you're straight up not interested in, I think the most masculine thing to do is say, listen, I have zero interest in this movie. The thing is, I have a lot of interest in you. So if that's what you want to say, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'll take the ride with you. You see what I'm saying? But you're making it clear.
Yeah.
Like, I have
Yeah,
no
you're making
interest
it
in this
clear that you're
bullshit.
gonna fall
Right,
asleep.
You know
I'll
what
fuck
I'm
with this
saying?
shit.
Alright,
You
I'm
warned me.
with
You
you.
might fall asleep.
Exactly. I'm doing it for you. Because like I'm the type of guy that if I have a daughter, I'm having tea parties, I'm playing with dolls, whatever the case may be. But she's gonna understand that it's daddy giving me attention. He's giving me his undivided attention. So I'm gonna come into her world. I can't tell my daughter, listen, I don't drink tea. You know what I mean? I can't tell my daughter I'm not gonna touch a doll. So I just think there's a way to go about it where you're not
That's true.
Compromising yourself. I think the guys that pretend to agree with women or like the things that women like, I think that's the problem when you fall into that category.
Like male feminists.
Right. It's not what you do, it's how you do it and why you do it. So I tell guys all the time, you need to open up doors for women, right? And I said I'm being 100% literal with what I just said. Not open doors for women you want to sleep with. You need to open doors for women, females, period, done deal. So now it has nothing to do with pandering. It's just your upbringing across the board. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Across the board. If you give money to a bum because you're trying to impress the woman that you're with, you're a cheese ball. You're a cornball. So it's just why you do the things that you do, I think is more important than what those things are. Right? So when the people come tell me about their vegans and they this and they that, my first question is, well, why are you here? Why are you not off doing some philanthropy? Why the fuck are you here? Why are you not in Africa feeding the homeless? Why are you not somewhere doing something for animals? You're telling me not to eat a burger. Really? Listen, bitch, if you care so much about the animals, I need to see you. You see what I'm trying to say? Doing something to help the animals. Other than running your gubs, judging other people. Because while I'm eating this burger, you have leather seats in your car. I'm a little confused. Right?
I think the vegan thing is about the farming. Like the abuse.
Yeah, but that won't be their argument. The argument is like, say animal cruelty with leather belts and leather shoes and leather purses. I'm like, what the?
Well, but that's...
You see what I'm trying to say? Your fashion doesn't keep you alive. This burger is giving me the protein that I need. And the one other thing I want to throw in there also is, on other channels or other advice I hear given from males to males, is like, you choose the movie, you lead, you make all the choices. It's like, do you? Because what you don't want to do is pick a movie she has zero interest in, and now she's sitting there the whole time like this, and you don't know what folded arms mean.
You see what I'm saying?
What do those folded arms mean right there?
This means the box is closed for business.
Yeah.
This is
If you got folded arms,
it means if your woman looks like this, you have messed up.
Well, they're doing that right now, guys, because the AC is up. But
yeah, it's cold today. But this, if I'm on a date and I'm doing this, it's take me home.
Ooh, a scary movie. That's the perfect movie.
Oh, but could this possibly mean hold me?
No, because if I want to be held, I'm gonna like lean over.
I'm
not gonna
exactly. Hold on. Show them the difference. This is very important, guys. Camera on her.
Okay, so if this is my man, I'm sorry.
Show me that I'm not interested. Okay.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
I see this on dates all the time.
The subtle
okay, now show me the hold me.
No,
that is not that far to
the
the
hold
left.
me is like this. It's more like this. It's like
also the legs crossing.
Okay.
Like if her legs
it's crossed like this way towards you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then I don't think you can see my foot.
Guys, can you take notes? This is mind-blowing information.
Yes.
If the knee is crossed and pointed towards you.
You can see it like this.
That's body language.
This right here.
Exactly.
And I mean, and if it's like this, you're just like.
Yeah.
Exactly. See the difference?
Don't touch me. Don't talk to me. Don't
away
nothing.
from you.
Okay, guys, can I let me tell. I'm gonna let you guys in a little technique that I use. So there's probably a million ways to study and learn body language, but the way I did it is I would watch things on mute.
Ooh.
And then I would watch it over again with the volume up. But when I'm watching it on mute, I'm trying to gauge the interaction, like the tone, right? So it's like I'm guessing the emotions, right? Without the words. And then I play with the words, and I'm like, how accurate was I as to the mindset of the characters? So
we should get together one day.
Can I add to
and
that?
Do that.
A man should, like, if a man is totally clueless, when to kiss a woman, do what your technique, like you just said, but for kissing scenes. So like take the top 5, top 10 kissing scenes, because a man should never, please never, can I kiss you? Is it okay if I kiss you?
Oh no.
You need to not. You need to know what is the body language a woman is giving you, and with your mute and then volume up technique, I think that's gonna help.
But according to feminism, you gotta ask permission for
No,
everything.
I don't. No.
You gotta ask permission. Can I eat your box? Can I? Should I stroke to the left? Can I stroke to the right? Can I? You gotta ask for permission.
I was with a
you don't ask
girl-
permission, it's assault.
I was with a girl recently, and she hit me with like, she was just kind of giving the body language like she didn't want to leave. We were still having a great time on the date, and she was like, "What now?" And I said, "A kiss." I didn't ask. I just said a kiss. So that's not technically
Right.
That's
Asking.
different.
And she was like, "Yeah." She was.
Well,
telling her what
because
is
her
going
head
to
was probably
happen.
already there. She probably was
Yeah.
like, any minute
Yeah.
now.
But I was like, did I ask her for a kiss?
Yeah.
But no, I didn't ask it. I sort of just like,
You said it.
Statement.
Yeah, you said it.
yeah. So, but yeah, guys,
Right.
don't ask. Just
Don't ask
Another way to gauge like the body language or learn body language is people watch, especially from a distance, because you can't hear what's being said. So you're because this is what happens with your senses. Like if you cover your ears, now you're noticing more visual, right? If you can't see, you pick up more audio. You see what I'm saying? Or you're gonna smell more sense. So the way the human brain works is that there's so much going on. Your body can't use everything to its 100% capacity at the same time. But when you cut something off, now you can get a little bit more brain function on that sense. So I like to people watch, like kind of from a distance, especially on dates. And then I learn a ton of shit.
She's
that
into it.
Right, that I wouldn't have noticed if I could hear what they were saying, because I'd be distracted by trying to follow the conversation. So when I'm looking from a distance, I can see, okay, whatever he just said, it just took him down a couple of notches. Or then sometimes you're like, okay, you see whatever he said, and she laughed, but then she touched him. So it wasn't so much that it was funny what he said. She wanted an excuse to make contact with him. Okay, she's throwing hella signals. He's not picking the signals up.
You know what's crazy?
She wants her hand to be held right now. He's not getting it.
On your date, he tried to kiss you after all the. He was like, well, fuck it, I'll just try. Like, it was a shitty ass date. It's like,
you guys can't just throw it
Let's
out.
go find
Yeah.
some
It was
holes.
great.
Let's go.
For me, it was a great
Half
day,
court
and
shot.
I was like, wow.
it's interesting. He's just like, let me go over the kiss.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of guys don't know, the difference between like women being ovens and men being microwaves. I think a lot of guys don't take into consideration how much build-up like women need
Yes.
for anything. I mean, getting them to go out with you, there's a build-up. Sleep with you, a build-up. Date you, it's a build-up. Everything with women, there has to be like this gradual progression. And I think guys try to like skip a few steps, or they don't know that those steps exist. You're actually better off creating more steps than you are skipping steps.
Yeah.
You want to create more steps than she knew existed.
Yep.
And then it builds the anticipation. But when you remove the anticipation, for women in particular, it removes the value.
Right.
It's a little weird.
Right.
And a lot of women think, oh, well, if I do this with the guy too soon or that too soon, then he's not going to value it. That's actually not true, because that's not how we think. We value it based on what the hell it is. Right? But the women, they need the work or the time frame. Like, just something has to come before something, if you get what I'm trying to say. So even if you know you're going there, you got to kind of make a few stops first. So how can I give a good example?
I can help, maybe.
Yeah.
Like the way that my brain is. So with my guy, he's very thoughtful and he gives a lot of effort. So first things first, I've never asked myself out on a date with him, ever. He's always planning the dates. He's always texting me, good morning. I like that. And if he makes reservation, he'll send it to me on my phone. And like he'll coordinate, do I need to pick you up from school? Where are you going to be at? Everything. He thinks for me. He thinks for me, and it makes my life easier. So I can just enjoy the date with him and be my sweet self and not worry about anything.
Right.
So
What if he throws you like just this random like text like, listen, I'm really busy. I'm about to go into this meeting. I got a bunch of shit to do after that. But I'd like to think that you're thinking about me right now. So now you know I'm thinking about you. And now it's like, okay, boom, now I don't have to speak to you for X amount of time because he gave you that reassurance.
yeah.
So if you were kind of wondering or thinking about it, now you're like, oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
He's just busy with something. but he's not thinking about me, or I'm not
that.
important to him, and now you don't have to do this weird thing in your brain and imagine all these possibilities that aren't even fucking a possibility anyway.
And he has a very demanding job, and good morning texts, daily, in the middle of the day check-in, or sometimes at night, hey, are you free for a FaceTime?
Set an alarm, guys. Set an alarm if you have to, guys. You should know when her period is. No. That's good. No, that's serious. I agree. You got it, because things are going to be different around that time. So whenever you see the mood swings, you see the patterns, just make a little note of stuff. All right.
Good. Good 28.
On this day, next month.
Yeah, she gets like
the
this,
same
like
exact day. This is
just be ready.
Right. Yeah. Be prepared. Be ready. But like I was saying, with putting some things in between it. I mean, to me, I look at it the same way, like in business, right? You don't want to sell somebody the iPhone 14, you know what I mean, before you sell them the iPhone 10, 11, 12, and 13. You know what I mean? You want to progress it up, scale it up. So like I was saying before, if you know you're going to take her to dinner, you know you're going to take her to a movie, she doesn't have to know that right away. You could already bought the tickets, made the plans, made the reservations, or whatever. You happen to know she's available, or she's going to be available. Make yourself available for me, right? But you still pop in for that coffee. You still say, hey, listen, I'm over here by you. I'm over by your job. If you got a minute, I'd love to see you. If she's pressed for time, make it so that she will have enough time. Get there before her, get the table before her, order her shit already so that when she comes, it's already on its way or whatever, right? So all those little kind of things. You only have 30 minutes, 40 minutes or whatever. You have a small window. But again, you're adding that extra step. Yeah. Is what I'm saying. So now later on in the evening, she feels more comfortable with you because it's not her first time seeing you for the day. Just those little things, right? So if she comes over and, okay, you're probably going to hook up that time because you've already kind of had that kind of flirting process. So you already know, tonight's the night, like John Legend says, right? You already know. My man, make the playlist, right?
Clean your home.
Well, of course.
Please.
You'd be surprised.
Get the massage oil, right? Make sure you charge the batteries and your little LED lights and all what you got going on, and you make sure you got fresh candles in the mix.
Fresh sheets.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. You make sure you got all these things.
All their hairs.
Right. So now,
hairs.
So now it's like, okay, you're gonna get some butt tonight, right? But you don't necessarily need to rush into that. You can kind of do the whole massage thing first, right? So you can set the tone is what I'm trying to say. You can create the ambiance, and you can walk her through all these different steps before you finally get to here. My point is, you already knew you were going to be there, right? So I think a lot of guys, they don't cash in on the magic of that. Yeah. I like to call it entertaining the pussy, right? So it's kind of vulgar, but guys understand what I'm trying to say. You have to entertain the pussy. You can't just...
I mean, I might call it all day foreplay. A little less vulgar.
Well, you can say it like that, but I'm talking to the guys. Right? So they'll remember that one a lot.
Excuse me?
They'll entertain. They'll understand that a little bit better. And I think it's the same thing with kids, man. I mean, if you're gonna watch your nieces and nephews or something for the day, bro, you can't just be like home with the kids. You gotta plan some shit. And you got to kind of step it out. You got to be like, all right, we're going to wake up. We're going to do pancakes for breakfast. Then I'm going to take them to the park. You see what I'm trying to say? Then we're going to swing over here and get this and have it planned. Then you're going to be their favorite uncle, right? You can't be the one that's like, yeah, just go over there and go play, keep yourself busy, and then just like be on the phone. Yeah. Right? That's not fair to them because you're not entertaining the kids. So I feel like people need to be entertained. And I don't really think it's a kid thing, a woman thing. I think it's a human thing because it's like, look, how many business deals take place at the strip club?
Oh, hundreds.
You see what I'm trying to say?
Quite a bit.
Thousands.
Because these guys want to be entertained. Before they go in to discuss this business and make these major decisions, they kind of want to be catered to. They kind of want to be comped a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta grease people up a little bit before you go in, basically, right? So I think guys really need to put a lot more thought into that. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the experience, all about the feelings, right? The feelings. Like I said, both men and women. And I think a lot of women aren't getting what they want from guys because they don't know how to stroke these dudes' egos, right? Because women can do the exact same thing that you're describing. That all-day foreplay, women can do that too, right? And just have a guy feeling like he's 7 feet. You know what I'm saying? He going to work feeling like, man, shit she sent me this morning in the text. Feeling good, man. I might get a promotion today. So yeah, I think there's a lot to be said about kind of seasoning and marinating people, right?
Yeah. All right, guys. I think we'll wrap it up here.
We're good to go.
Ladies, did you have any final questions for us, or any final thoughts on the show? Anything you want to shout out? No.
Don't take your girl to see Ant-Man.
Don't
take her to see Ant-Man. Take her to Magic Mike then, right?
Would you see Ant-Man again?
No.
She would. She's going to.
She's going on.
What if he's
I will see it again because I fell
No.
asleep, so I have to. Yeah.
Or we can get it on streaming. We'll get it on Plus.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I will
I'd go see it.
See again.
So I'd stay awake.
Okay. Wait. So any questions? You guys don't have no questions?
No questions for us.
I always like asking a question.
No
All
man
right,
questions.
we'll do one more.
Okay.
What you got?
What's a major red flag for a woman that you would give to a guy? Maybe he's 23 to 28 dating. See this red flag, immediately drop her.
She's what age? What age? You give me an age?
Like a man is dating 23 to 28. What's a red flag in a woman? You would tell him immediately drop her.
One of the probably classic ones. I think one that most older guys would agree on is you want to kind of know about the situation with her and her dad. You kind of want to know what's up with that. Not to say that the situation with the father was bad, that it's doomed, but I think it's very important to know that dynamic going in, so you kind of know how you need to handle it, or you know what I mean, or how much of you, or what areas of you she needs, if that makes sense.
Okay, but that's information. What is a red flag?
Huh?
That's a red flag for you, but what about?
I think the red flag is not knowing. You get what I'm trying to say? I think it's what's more important than whether or not she had a good relationship with her father is you understanding that relationship.
Yeah.
Because if it was good and you don't know about it, it could hurt you just as much as if it was bad. Because it's like, if her father was a stellar dude, you know, you're being measured up against something there, and you don't know about it. So now you're the fucking red flag. She's like, oh, he didn't. Oh, he doesn't. Okay, yeah. This ain't gonna go well. And then you will never have known why. You would get ghosted, and you'd just be like, I don't know why she's not answering my text messages, bro. And I thought it was... You're not gonna know. So I think that's a very important starting point. Is knowing what's up with the dad. Yeah.
For me, I think it would be just when I go out on dates with women, I like to ask certain questions. So like a red flag for me would be like, if maybe I'll ask her, or we'll start talking about her previous relationships. If she's been in a lot of relationships, and then she almost never has anything. She never says anything that she's done wrong. So a female who can't take any accountability at all. I remember there was one girl I just asked, like, just name one thing you did wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. And then it took me maybe the third or fourth time asking her for her to finally answer, and that was a red flag for me. I'm like, well, you know, you're not perfect. You cannot be perfect. No one's perfect. I'm not saying that what he did was right, but if you can't pick one thing that you would have done wrong, and when she first said what was wrong, it was something that like he did still. It was like I was upset at myself for trusting him too much or something. I'm like, that's unacceptable. I told her that was unacceptable.
That's unacceptable.
Yeah, and I don't like to probe too much on like earlier dates about ex-boyfriends and stuff, but it comes up eventually. I need to know whether you ladies think so or not. We are testing you. You guys think. That's another thing. A woman who thinks that she's testing me on a date, that's a red flag for me. Almost like she's like looking at me like, what are you going to say to me the whole time? That's a red flag for me. It's like
good enough.
I always like to ask ladies, when's the last time you went on a date with a guy and you had butterflies and you felt like you didn't want to, you fuck it up. If you go out and you always think, I'm above you, just little motherfuckers down here, then you're dating guys that you think you're better than them. And you know what I mean? Like I'm not going to say they're weak men because maybe they won't, but you automatically think, I'm above this dude. Right, so if I get that vibe that she thinks she's above me, and or she's not really, she's just dancing around questions, that's a big red flag, especially in that age group, especially if she's a little older on the 28 side. It's like you should know what you want at that point and be able to answer these questions. And depending on how she answers it, that would, you know, determine if I'm going to take her serious or not. Because that's what we think of as guys. Is it just sex? Or is this a girl?
Because
we'll still deal with you.
A lot of women do not understand that.
We'll still deal with you.
Women think like, oh yeah,
but it's like category.
I'm flawless because no man's
or
ever said something to me or criticized me or
so
no
it's
man.
a good idea about talking about past relationships with a new guy, with a guy you're dating.
Is it
Well, it depends because I mean, if the conversation is good, the conversation is good. If it's informative, it's informative. If it's something that you're gonna build a connection over, then it's very valuable. So, so again, it's not what, it's how.
It comes up eventually.
Right, it's how. But if it's gonna be the same old, all my exes are to blame.
Right.
My exes are all toxic, and like you're already in the wrong place, guy. You're in the wrong place because what that means is, in order to win, you gotta lose. It's like in order for you to be attractive to her, you would have to have similarities to these dudes, and she's condemning those characteristics. So it's like you put me in a spot where I can't win now. So if all you have to say about the guys you've dated in the past are negative things, that says more about that individual than it does about these other people. Because it's like, well, time out. So I'm confused now. Then why were you picking these guys? If they were all bad, why were you picking them? And why do you pick so poorly? And now I'm like, so wait a minute, am I a poor pick too now? Like, what the fuck just happened? Did you finally figure out how to pick well? Or am I in the same runnings with these dudes and you're going to be telling the next guy about me? So it's really tricky when they only have negative things to say about guys in the past. So yeah, that's tricky. Wait, so what was your question? That was your question? Or you have another one?
No,
or you have a question of your own?
No, that was
that just was the question.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, no, I think that was that's it. Yeah, that's it. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Some people like Ant-Man, some people didn't, but yeah.
Well, Creed, I think hopefully Creed will be better.
Yeah,
the first two Creeds were awesome.
March 7th.
And women like Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, I think that's a good movie to take a date too. So.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael B. Jordan.
That's what I said, right?
Yeah.
What did I call him? Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, okay. So.
But yeah, guys, we appreciate you guys. Class is officially dismissed. I know you got anything else or?
No, man. Just tune in and share our shit.
Perfect.
Peace.
All right.